There I am. As you hop on, say hi. Let me know you're here. Let me know if you can hear me, okay? I need to know if you can hear me. Hi, Corinne. How are you from Massachusetts? Can you hear me okay? Awesome. Okay. Fantastic. We'll get started then. Tonight, we are going to use an 18-inch grapevine base, of course. And we're going to make our first fall project. Now, you'll always hear me say about sometimes I leave the grapevines a little crazy. I don't always trim them all the way down. Today is going to be one of those days. I want it to be a little crazy. That's a little knot that I don't like. Perfect. Hi, Ria. Great. I'm so glad y'all can hear me. Sometimes we have technical difficulties and I never know. So I just like to start each live making sure that you can see me and hear me. Otherwise, we'll start over and try something else. Because I don't want to have to go through a whole live and then realize, oh no, you know. So, all right. I just trimmed a few of the loose pieces that are going to fall out anyway. There aren't any leaves in this one. The back looks good. I may in the end trim up the back a little cleaner so it lays a little flatter on the door, but I'll do that in the end once I do some cleanup on the back. But for now, we're going to start with this is our front side, and this one's really, it's a nice grapevine actually. I feel blessed to have gotten one that looks so nice. Okay. Hi, Sherry. Now, we've got some really pretty stuff today. First, we're going to use the green that I love. I'll set that to the side. Y'all have seen that. We're going to use these pod sprays. Maybe they've got a name. Just a nut spray. That's what they're called. They're like little nut pods. Now, this arrangement that we're going to make today is probably one that's going to be best inside or on a porch with a considerable overhang. It's not one that you're going to want to let get soaking wet. Hey, Dawn. How are you, hon? So keep that in mind, that if you're going to make something with this type of supply, that they're going to need to be on a covered porch. And then our main focal is this spray. It is a foam Magnolia spray. It's kind of like different shades of orange, almost into a red, like a burgundy, copper. And I picked up a couple of these single stems that are the deepest color. So it's lighter on the ends, it's deeper down in the middle. So I picked up a couple of these that pulled out that color from the middle. And the pods kind of mimicked these pods. And then the colors of the pods, of course, you know, kind of bring everything all together. And then I have all the other goodies to put in. We're going to have to find some zip ties here. These are pieces we're going to want to zip tie in. Hold the phone a minute. I got to get a drink of water. start, since this is our focal and it's all one piece, and get this laying right. All right, I think that's going to be it right there. Yep. Since this is all one piece, we're going to lay it down together. I am going to cut off a considerable amount of the bottom here because we're just not going to need it. Oh. Well, I said I was. Oh, goodness. I hate these thick stems. All right. Woo. Boy, that was a workout. Phew. When you're working with the foam pieces, be very careful of the joints where they're bound together, okay? Because you can bend it too far and split that joint, and then you lose the structural integrity of the whole piece, okay? Hi, Nancy Lynn. So be careful when you're working with the foam pieces. Bend them slowly and gently, watching those joints. If you have to put your finger over them so you don't bend too far, then do so, okay? But if you're not used to working with the foam, be very gentle. It's fine once you get it up here on the piece, but as you're trying to shape it, be careful, okay? So we've put a little bit of shape into the pieces on here. You know, I kind of like to give them the shape of the grapevines. So I'll, you know, either point them that way or that way. And we got to figure out where we want it to lay. I'm going to put it right here, I think, right about in here. And I'm going to keep, instead of keeping the flowers together, I'm going to split them, bring one down. And as you see, I've kept my thumb right there on that tape, you know, joint, so it didn't split. So I'm going to put the flowers here, and then I'm going to put a bow here, okay? But I'm going to go ahead and get this on. And then we'll make the bow. And I'm using zip ties, so I don't have to worry about this sucker going anywhere. As you're tightening it down, make sure it's staying in the right place. I should have cut that down more. Lovely, but I can cover it with the bow and other stuff, so it's fine. All right. There we go. You can shape this a little bit now that we've got it on. We want some to come down here to the center. There's that vein right here. That can stay up. You may want to you don't want it standing straight up, but there you go. All right. We're going to have our flowers right about there. All of the leaves on the magnolia are also foam and movable. So you can spread them out. Cover some real estate. Okay. Now we're going to make a bow. All right, so I chose 3 ribbons, 2 2.5, and a 1.5. Now I know you're probably saying, why the heck did I choose this burgundy ribbon? Well, it's not really burgundy. Well, it's kind of like a brick red when I'm using oranges. Well, it's because some of the colors almost go to that range. Okay, like in this, the tips of this, it matches that color. There's also that color in little stripes in the other 2.5 inch. So again, if you go down to the deep part of the inner magnolia, you're almost at that color. And it's a fall color, so we're just using it to pull everything together. Now these, I got, I don't know, is this Hobby Lobby? I think it's Hobby Lobby. These two I did last year. I got at Hobby Lobby. And then this one I probably got at Craft Outlet or somewhere. It's just the standard 2.5 inch burgundy. All right, I think we're gonna put this down first. Now I don't want a super long tail, but I do want a little bit of a tail. How well does this curl? Oh, this curls real nice. Okay, so let's go right about there. That is, we're looking at about 22 inch tail. We're gonna curl it, so you need that little bit of extra length. And I think we're gonna do we're gonna do 14 inch. Yep. We're gonna do 4 loops. Just gonna put that on the floor. It makes it easier. So 14 inches, bring it to the back, scrunch it, and twist. Inches, bring it to the back. Make sure they're the same. And twist. Another 14. Bring it to the back. Scrunch and twist. So then we'll grab our Bodabra, put that in, and cut another tail roughly the same. All right, before we go on to the next one, you know, I always straighten out. I put my finger down here. Y'all can't see, can you? And I don't have the other camera set up, so I can't. I'll just do that. So I put my finger down here to the middle, and I straighten up the bows or the loops before I go on to the next color. How in the world did I get that one all wonky? See that right there? Just straighten it up before you go on to the next layer. It'll save you loads of a headache later when you're trying to get your bow to lay right. Okay, so we have 4 loops, 2 on each side of that one, and a couple of long tails. Okay, now we're going to go in with the solid burgundy, and we're going to do, oh, I hate that. Oh, and it's right where the tail would be, right? Oh, no, I can make it. They are stitched together. So that's where I'm going to make my pinch. That makes me mad. This ribbon may not hold its curl very well. Yeah, so I'm not going to want super long tails of it if it doesn't hold its curl very well. And put that on the floor as well. We're going to do the same 14-inch loops. That makes a 7-inch loop on each side. Okay. Even though this is one solid color, you can still tell that there is a back side. So I still do that twist. And to be perfectly honest, even if it didn't look any different, if you couldn't tell, I would still do the twist just because I think it makes the bow lay nicer. Oh, I can't hardly move my index finger on this hand. Makes bow making a little hard. So there's that one, and we'll twist. Then we'll do one more 14, bring it to the back. And then twist. I have to switch hands because it's hurting, sorry. Then just slide it down in there and start straightening things out. Some of it is a little long. So if it's a little long, just pull your loops until you can even it out. That's all. No major big deal. A lot of times I'll even leave it if I feel like it's a little long, because sometimes you won't even be able to tell. And there we go. Still a little longer than I like. Now I'm happy. All right. And this is why I like having a bow maker, because I wouldn't have to let it all out of my hand and remake a whole bow. All right, now, so for the top ribbon is this kind of a mustard. And this stuff doesn't curl at all. It fights me every time. So we're not going to do huge long tails of it because it's not going to curl. It's just going to lay there. So we'll probably dovetail it. Now, since we did those in 14, I think we're going to do these in 13. So do 13. It's nice, good, stiff ribbon, and it'll hold a loop very nicely. I mean, it's really nice, super stiff. But it doesn't like to stay curled for whatever reason. So 13. And maybe I do a third one. All right. And we'll cut a tail. I haven't even cut this one from the spool down here. Ah. All right. I'm all over the place tonight. So just straighten it out. That one's a little long, so they're going to shorten it down. Okay. Now you'll take your wire that you put in beforehand. I know I didn't show that, but I always forget, so I put it in before I came live. Cinch down on your bow so you can start to lift it out. And I grab it between my thumb and my fingers just so I can pinch it together and keep it tight. And then I work my pipe cleaner or wire or whatever you're using to the back. And then I twist the bow, not the wire. Fabulous. I'm just going to straighten it out a little bit, not a whole bunch. All right, now we're going to take the two pieces that we used to tie it together, and we're going to run it around where we put the zip tie. This is green. It's going to help blend in and help camouflage that from the side. I know the bow's on the top. There we go. Just bring it around to the back and tie it off real tight. And then just trim those pieces down. And you're going to take the pipe cleaner and push it down into the grapevine. We'll cover that later with a piece of moss or something. Hey, Susan. How are you, honey? All right. So now we'll kind of come in here and fluff out the bow. It's riding to the side, so we're going to have to probably glue it down so it stays where we want it. So let's do that now. I'm going to glue the bow. I know that sounds so weird. Put some glue in there and just glue it down. So go to the center and just push down until it holds, till the glue dries, basically. I am doing good. I need to put the camera back up now, don't I? We're done making the bow. Hold that thought. Can I reach it? Yeah. There we go, I think. Yeah, we're good now. That's a little better. We'll have flowers and stuff in there that's going to help hold it, so I'm not too worried about it. I am worried about the loops, though, so got to get those going right. All right. Now just make sure your flowers are diagonal of each other. Do a little twist there and get this one to the top. This has just a little shimmer. It's got a couple of lines of like coppery shimmer in it. So I want that to kind of stand out. So if I have to move and twist the bow a little bit, that's what I'm going to do. All right, I think we're good there. It's still not laying where I want it. So I'm probably going to have to glue from the other side. So hold that thought. Oh, that's hot on the fingers. All right, I think it'll be okay once we start putting the rest of the stuff in. So we'll just go on. All right, that's where I want it. I am not going to mess with the tails too much right now. Going to try to just curl them up so they're a little out of the way. They may not stay. Only this bottom ribbon, I think, is strong enough that it's going to hold the curl. So well, the red one maybe too, but this top one sure won't. Okay, it's going to make a liar out of me. It won't stay long. We'll put it that way. Okay. So for the bottom, we're going to use a combination of the pods and this green. So I think we're going to place the pods first, and then we'll go in around it with the greens. Where's the one I was already curling? Right here. Okay. So this is just a foam nut pod spray. And it's healing right there. So because of that, it's starting to break apart here at one of the veins. Because of that, we're just going to cut it down and we'll add it individually. And yes, I'm going to save these twiggy looking pieces because they're going in as well. All right. Ooh, hot. All right, so this already has a natural curve in it. We're going to go that way with it, okay? So we're going to come back here kind of behind this one a little bit and insert it right about like that. Now we've got two more pieces. This one we're going to do, this one we're going to do kind of on the side here. We're going to bring it right in here. Lots of glue strings. One more little small one. I think we're going to come out here with it. I want it to kind of stick out in the middle. As you see, I'm coming back to the center point, so it just makes things easier when I have to cover mechanics. Okay, this one's hung. Don't pull real hard if it gets hung on something. Okay, so there. Now we've got that kind of coming out face forward. All these pieces kind of are like, woo, yay. Let's have some fun. Let's party. All right, now we've got the second piece. I'm going to cut out all the little twiggy pieces. You will use those strategically, though. I'm throwing these away. I bend them down a little bit because they poke out the sides of the trash. All right. So I'm not, if you wanted to make an S with this, guess what? You totally can. Do y'all want to make an S? Or do y'all want to do the traditional? Y'all tell me, S or traditional, while I get a drink of water. Let's go traditional, because I honestly think it would look better traditional. Nobody answered, so. I'm going to come in behind the bow, way behind the bow here, and weave this up in the best I can. Okay. Traditional, either. We can do either. You can totally do either. These are one of those things that you could create an S shape out of. And then, which one's longer? They're both the same, so it doesn't matter. For this one, I'm going to take off a couple of those little pieces. We'll add those to the bow. So now we don't have to worry too much about the bow being floppy, because we have this back here now to help hold her in place. And there's other goodies going in. So there'll be other things. to give structural peace of mind to the bow. Okay, there's that. We've got one more little piece. Let me back it up and look here. I don't want it way over there. I want it down, I think. Lift up the skirt of the bow here and weave this up and in. There we go. Perfect. Oh, crud. I forgot to put the most important thing in. Dang it. I hate when I do that. This was supposed to go in behind the bow. Doggone it. I wonder. It's not going to lay right now. Doggone it. I hate when I get in a hurry. Old phone. I'm going to see if I can still get it in there. This is a foam palm flower stem. I think maybe, since we're improvising, we just do this. Can I bring it up through? I think maybe. All right, I think maybe that's what I do. This was not going to be the original plan, but since I forgot to put it behind the bow, we're going to improvise. And that's okay. I'm going to take some of this and bring it up, kind of intermingle it. There we go. And then we'll just come in and fill in mechanics behind it. That's what we do. I need one more. Hang on. All right, so what I'm doing on these is I'm going down through the center and I'm smushing them down, okay? Smushing them down like this. That helps form them a little so they lay flat like starbursts, okay? Now I'm going to come up under here with this one, okay? Had I put this behind the bow like originally planned, I would have only used one of these pieces. But since I boo-booed, now I have to go back and use two to kind of get the same effect. So that's my own fault. All right. So same thing, we're going to take these pieces and kind of pull them around and through down here, okay? That's a lot of glue, Melissa. All right. Like I said, spread these pieces out. Kind of through the bow, around and through the other pieces over here. We want that magnolia down here. See, it just would have looked so much better behind all of it, but it is what it is. Just trying to make sure I'm getting pieces sticking up everywhere. So I'm having to go in and rebend them down at the base so they stick out where I want them to. I'll have to go back and reform it. But I think we're going to go with that. Whew, it's hot, hot, hot. All right, now we're going to go in and put in some of this, what did I call this? Oh, fern grass, feather fern grass. Thank you, Susie. All right, so where are the veins here? Here's one. We're going to strategically place this. Oops. Oh. Okay, this one is the longest part. So we're going to bring it down here to the bottom. Off that end of the fern so I get good insertion into the grapevine. There we go. Get some glue on it. Then we're going to come right back here behind this set of pods and get that in there. Now remember, this is really bendy, so you can make it lay like you want. Give it some life. All right, so we've got 3 pieces here, 2, 3, 4 singles. So some of these longer single pieces Yeah, we're going to go in so we can strategically place them down here at the bottom, coming in and out of the bow. There we go. This little small piece we'll put over here to the side. Kind of here, it'll soften this edge. Go. We'll fill in the bow with some of these little pod things that I saved from earlier. Okay. So I think we'll go in here on the side with one of these longer ones. This one is going to go up here on the top. Go right back here with it. Right there, out of the top of that. I think maybe I need to move this piece over here just a little bit. So we're going to work on this a little bit. I'm bending it up. That's better. I think that's way better. Yeah. Those behind a little. Now we can see some of this coming out. All right. Let's see what she needs now. You love the nut pods? They're cute, aren't they? I love them. Where'd the other one go? Oh, it bent back here. I'm like, what? I know there was another one. I'm just putting shape in these, that's all. There. All right, let's see. This needs to come out to the side. I'm manhandling it now. All right, now we're good. Let's see. We've got one more green piece. And I think I'm gonna put it right there. So I'm gonna go right back here on the top and put this in. So it's kind of coming out right there. Right. Now I have 3 little pods. I have some succulent that I was going to put in to cover mechanics. But I think now I'm just going to put in a couple of pieces for texture. I also brought some of my favorite button fern grass, but we're not going to use it. And I still have the 2 roses to put in. So let's go with that. I also brought some pampas. I love pampas. And I don't hate this at all, but too. Hi, Avenel. How are you? All right, so this is a cream colored pampas grass. It's the non-sheddy kind, though. No shed. This ain't going to be easy. Give me a minute. Mm. Mm. Holy smokes. Holy smokes. Oh, it's a workout. All right. The pampas, let's bend it up a little. Yeah, that's it back there. I'm gonna have to have a zip tie that. All right, so I'm gonna come back behind here. And that's the front. Okay. So I'm going to zip tie this back here. This angle. No, that went completely the wrong way. Whoops. All right. All I'm doing is just laying this down the side here. And I'm going to zip tie it in a way that I can cover it. With some moss or some leaves or something. Oh, go ahead. All right. Sometimes building these isn't so easy. It's a workout. All right, let's see. I like it just kind of peeking out right there. So we're going to go with that. All right. Now we just bend it so it sits out and peeks out from the side here. We don't want it covering up our greens and stuff, so make sure you can still see those. But you can bend this out if you have to, so it stands out further, like that. Oh, beautiful. You wish you were more calm like me. I'm not always so calm. I need to go get one more spray of pamphlets. Hang on. I want to not put a heavy piece. I'm going to put just a really small piece off the side here. Up there to kind of bring it all together. Like maybe just those two pieces right there. Ta-da! So just these two pieces I'm going to put up and through here to kind of pull the color through, but I don't want to create a lot of density. So that's why I'm not putting a whole bunch. I'm going to come back to the back and just place that in. See, that just brings a little bit of color through. This one I'm going to pull in right there in the middle. Like that right there. So now we have that creamy white all the way through. Next is these roses. I'm not even sure at this point that I want to use them. I don't think I do. Maybe I do. Maybe I just use one. Huh. These are just large rose buds. Nothing schmancy. Well, I mean, they're real good rose buds. They look like real. All right, so this one ideally would go right in there. And the other one would go right down here, coming out of the bow, I think. Yep. I think that's what we do. So we're going to take this one and come in right here behind the bow if we can. That is set up. Actually, let's just take it out and redo it. Redo it. Where is this going to insert the best? Right there. Perfect. I could futz with the bow for hours, couldn't y'all? Oh, Lordy. All right. So we got that one in there. Pretty. Let's get this other one in here down below. And then we're going to be done. This one, I want, so we've got here, it needs to come out down here. So we're going to lift the bow a little, see where an insert point is going to be. Probably right in there. Just move everything out of your way. Push, push hard. All right, there we go. We're gonna cut these on an angle. Okay, since they kind of do their own thing. Okay. That. Can't see this. I should have put it in the middle, but I didn't. All right, so next we've got these. I'm going to cut it down a little because we're going to try to keep it curled. And then this one, straight edge, bend one, bend two. That gives you a nice crease that won't unravel. And then just a little curl. Straight edge. Thank you, ladies. Thank you so much. Give a little curl. Straight edge. Bend, bend, crease. Give a little curl. All right. So let's now take this piece and make sure it's curling the other way. All right. Now we need to put a little bit of the stuff in the bow and put in all of these. Maybe not all of them, but we're going to put in some of them. We're going to take these little squigglies and just put in a few here and there. Now y'all see why I didn't go ahead and trim the Grapevine super clean, because this has a very crazy look to it. Behind here. I have so much of this. There's no way I'm putting all of this in there. You love adding these. Aren't they so much fun? So whimsy, so fun. Here. Let your flower get out of place. All right, what else? I think I need a piece back there. Might be it. I'm gonna twist this one up a little, make it a little curly Q. Okay, let's see. Got glue strings everywhere. Oh, I think maybe one more up there. Actually, we may end up coming close to adding most of these. Okay. We're gonna put one over here. I think that'll blend it nicely. I have it kind of all the way through. There. I think we're good with that. All right, let's put in these pods in the bow, and then we're gonna call it done. I have one coming down here. Ooh, it's hot. I am adding these into the bow because they are so light. Just make sure you go down and kind of squeeze the bow loops together so you're getting good adherence. That one, I got two more. This one in the center. And then one more. Maybe right out there. Yep, I think so. Right in here. I think she's done. I didn't even use any of the succulent. That's awesome. I got two more pieces of this. Well, we need to put it up there, down here. Why not? Let's just put it in somewhere. I can't just not use two pieces, y'all. Let's get it up underneath here. Yeah, up underneath. Let's do this. one more. All right. Whew. I'm fine now. Let me hold it up for y'all. We're done. See those awesome pods. See, the back doesn't look bad at all. I've got to cover the pipe cleaner that we had bow. And then right here, I need to trim that down a little bit and put some moss over it because that was, you know, the pampas grass. But other than that, there she is. Isn't she beautiful? Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Does anybody have any questions before I go? Thank you, thank you, thank you. Well, I need to take those bottom ones and kind of point them down a little bit. Sometimes when I'm designing these long pieces on my table, because the bottom pieces kind of drag, I tend to curve them around more. So I'll take these bottom pieces and kind of form them more downwards when I get ready to take a picture. One of these days, I'm going to have a wreath easel. It'll be way easier. I can make your stuff. You make beautiful stuff too, honey. Don't discredit yourself. Mm-hmm. See, honey?
Ooh, that's pretty. I like it.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Very early fallish.
Early
late
fall.
springish.
Well, as a designer, you got to get a jump on the next season. So,
You were allergic to everything.
right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I will see y'all next Friday. I hope you have a great weekend. Bye.